going to be. Then, of course, the next stage is to define how you're going to, if I do something like this, for instance, just to give it a, I think what we're going to try and do is keep the shapes very simple, and maybe just define straights and things like that for whatever, maybe do a few internal lines, maybe with some skin, sort of like that. I mean, this is just a very rough, but sort of see what I'm trying to do here. But again, it's going to follow the jawline. This is sort of a silly looking, because I'm pushing it like a dentist is going to be, like that. But I think that what we'll do is work with the teeth, probably, as an upper area, maybe try to keep this simple, straight, so you have the canines, you have the bottom area, and then you'll probably break these areas up as, again, try to indicate some tongue or something that's right there, and then work out the chin area. But then maybe do a few interior lines. I mean, not like we're not saying that it's going to be like to the extreme of of Aladdin, where Genie was very. But I think that you can, again, by using the right amount of straights or curves, you can create a sort of an effect that you might want in the teeth and still keep it simple, if that helps at all. And then you can start to pull back with some interesting shapes. Sometimes maybe showing a few gums, get a colored area, but one nice way is just to sort of, start to plow back, into your perspective, so that as you're thinking of going back in this direction, this sometimes works as a nice rough angle, because you can always vary this thing and follow the shape and not necessarily do all these lines, as well as if you're going back in this direction, you're basically doing the same thing. You're overlapping back into the other direction, which helps you come up with the thing that you want.
We did that on Rex in the last one, and it got into some complication with the teeth on the bottom, because there weren't enough teeth lining up. You had 3 teeth on the bottom and 2 on top.
Well, the problem with Rex was we were doing this. And that's not what I'm trying to say, because you had these distinct things. I think what you have to do is come up with something that's going to be more, in a rough sense, you're just using these lines just as a sort of, just to help you, maybe just because I could put down 3 lines like this in a second, and then go in there and say, okay, now I want to articulate the canines, and then I think it's better to use the shape is what I'm trying to say. I think it's better to find out, accent the canines, come over here, maybe have a subtle line that can be in between, as long as it doesn't start to, travel, which is some head fixes one teeth on the scene, and these teeth were just animating back. I mean, it was like it was on a treadmill or something. And you get into that, and you have to control it. I mean, of course, you have to sit with the assistant, has to sit with the animator, and has to go, okay, this means this, but I don't want you to articulate every tooth. Maybe I want the line to go that far up, and then I want to indicate this canine overlapping in this direction here. Maybe I want one line there, one line there, and then again you're getting sort of a shape in there that will help you. And this is your silhouette basically. So you're going up your lip, so you also get that distinction like here. I mean, definitely teeth are going to be an integral part, because we're going to be going into, that's all, dogs, one of the definite things about these dogs, any dog, is that it has these canines, and you don't want to, of course, the same problem, you don't want it to be an aggressive thing that's going to detract from the character. You want to use it to simplify it. I mean, I mentioned last time about Aladdin, and how we could, you sort of use that as an example, but that's sometimes going. They literally did do that. You'd have this, and then you'd have these. You just had these lines, all over the place. And, it works, but that's a little bit maybe pushed to the extreme. The other thing